Good job. Nice down dog, up dog, down dog. It's okay. Thanks, Bridget. Welcome everyone to Mindful Monday. It's a whole new beginning, new month, March 1st. I think it's Women's Month. My husband would say it's always Women's Month, but so welcome. It's a little gloomy here, but no worries. We're going to create some sunshine within. So as we settle in, I encourage you to find something to sit up on, to lift your hips, and then maybe even move that hip flesh out of the way so you can have a really comfortable seat. And if this doesn't work for your hips, you can extend your legs long. If your knees bother you when you sit crisscross applesauce, then just find a seat that's comfortable. And see if you can lift and lengthen your spine. So you can imagine that spine, just one long line, vertebra after vertebra, just sitting up nice and tall. And then take your shoulders and loop them up and back and down and away from the ears. So we create some space for the breath. And then take your chin and tuck it in a little bit. Notice if it's jutting forward. So we spend a lot of time with it forward. See if you can consciously draw it in so it's parallel with the earth. And then invite a little introspection by possibly closing your eyes or just softening your gaze. And then just take notice of what's going on in your body this morning. So notice what's maybe resisting this seat. You might have a little bit of resistance in the hips, just as we get going with our day. Sometimes things are a little creaky. I know I am a little creaky in the morning. So just notice that, no judgment. And then begin to notice the external stimuli in your environment. So I'm hearing the rain outside, just the raindrops landing in different places. And see how many different kinds of sounds you can hear in your environment. Again, just noticing, observing. Creating this mindful way about us. Every time we meet together, we are practicing our mindfulness. So notice any aromas you might notice in the air. And immediately that's an invitation to deepen the breath. And with soft lips, breathe in through your nostrils and see if you can feel the sensation of the breath entering the edges of the nose. And then as it draws in, notice where the air goes naturally. And take a pause as you reach your fullness. And then consciously exhale through the nose again and notice that sensation of the breath as it leaves the body, coming through the nose. Maybe you feel a little warmth on the top lip. And then allow the belly to draw back into the spine as you exhale completely. Feel that emptiness of breath. And then again, inviting in your breath, lengthening it, finding that deeper expression of breath so that you can really feel the sensation of fullness. Noticing how naturally the heart space opens up, shines forward. And the belly draws forward as you fill. And then slow, deep, full exhalations, releasing all the breath in the body, maybe noticing with the exhalation how things soften. Maybe the hips are softening more toward the earth. The face is relaxing a little bit more. Let's take a couple more together here. So as we just practice together, I want you to know what good things you've just done for your whole system. So I just spent this past weekend in a class on, it's called The Dharma of Aging, with Joan Borsenko. Some of you have probably heard of her. She's written many books, and spent a lot of time talking about our telomeres. I'm sure some of you have heard of them. They're the little things on the ends of our chromosomes that, as our cells divide, they shorten. And as we age, they tend to shorten because our cells have divided many, 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 many millions of times, billions of times, who knows. And so in our practice of yoga and mindfulness and this deep breathing, we have impacted our telomeres, so excellent work. So we want to lengthen our telomeres, and some of the ways we learned in this class to do that are by practicing things like yoga, qigong, tai chi, mindfulness practices, breathing, anything that reduces stress. Also a good diet, any kind of exercise, positive thinking. So I don't know how the positive thinking works, but it does affect our neural network. So as we practice, just know that we are building and increasing our capacity for lengthening our telomeres. So good work before we even start. All right, so I want you to draw your arms open and just open up wide. Let your chest expand. Draw your arms a little back of your body. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Good. And just feel that openness. And then as you're ready, take your left arm over your right and take your arms back behind your body. Give yourself a nice big hug. Take a full breath in here. And then exhale. Release it out. Inhale to open up again. Find that openness, opening the heart, shining the heart. Nice stretch of the arms. Let those fingers be wide. And then take the opposite arm across and give yourself another hug. Good. Take a nice big breath here. Fill up completely. And exhale. Good. And then release your left arm. Take your right arm up, and we're going to just circle it back and follow it with our gaze, and turn your torso as you do, just like you're taking a little mini twist. So we're going to inhale as we lift up and exhale as we circle back. Being mindful of the shoulders as we do. If you have any shoulder injuries, only take it to the point where you are able to get the stretch you need. Lengthening the breath, just warming up the shoulders a little bit. Excellent. We'll make this one our last and just let that right hand rest in our lap. And we'll take it to the left side, inhaling, just noticing. I used some weights yesterday. I can tell my arms, my shoulders are a little tight. So let's get that circulation going in our shoulders. Breathing in as we lift and following it with our gaze, giving our neck a little stretch here. And this will be our last one, and then come back to center and just sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lift your gaze, look up, shine your heart, and exhale, round forward. Take your chin to your chest. Bring your belly into your spine. Give yourself that little seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift and lengthen, draw the shoulders back. shine your heart. And exhale, round forward. Take your chin to your chest. So just moving the spine forward and back here. Getting into that back body. Also stretching the throat and the back of the throat, and the neck. Good. We'll take one more. Inhaling and exhaling. Excellent work. Shake that out. Nice. Let's take our hands and clasp them. And just to make some figure eights with your hands, we'll stretch out the wrists. We'll be using them a little bit to support us today, so let's be kind to the wrist. Good. Excellent. And then open your fingers, spread them nice and wide, and then scrunch them together, and open them, and scrunch. Let's bring some blood flow to all the extremities. Good. Excellent. And then let those hands rest. Just take a moment to bring your awareness to your hands. Notice how they are feeling. A little warm, perhaps. And then take your chin down to your chest, and we're going to draw some circles with our nose, going in whatever direction feels right for you. Keeping the shoulders down and away from the ears. Just beginning to tune into any little crunchies you might hear. Just noticing them, appreciating them. Here we are, alive, right? To be alive means crunchies. For some of us. Switch directions, draw circles. Make your circles as big as you need for your mobility in your neck. Again, being conscious of any injuries or neck issues you might have. Good. Come back to center. Let yourself settle so we don't get dizzy when we go in circles. Take a nice big deep breath, and then we'll take both of our hands to our shoulders. So fingertips just resting nice and gently on the shoulders. We're going to do a little breath work, little pranayama. And again, if you feel dizzy or lightheaded, just stop. Before we do that, let's switch the cross of our legs. We've been here for a while. Again, if you need to uncross at any time, please do so. Okay, so we're going to inhale as we turn toward the right, and then exhale as we turn toward the left. And try to keep our hands, our fingertips right where they are. So shoulders are going to get a little workout, and we're going to pick up the pace here. So it's going to be like this. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You got it? And if you feel any dizziness or lightheadedness, again, just please discontinue and just come to center, come to neutral, and let your eyes close. Here we go. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. You feel that movement initiating from the waist. So the hips are firmly planted as you inhale and exhale. You're doing great. We're about halfway through. Let's keep going. It's a great little warm-up for the waist, but we're also generating some heat in the body with this pranayama practice. Good. Inhale, exhale. Let's take 5 more. And rest. Good. Let your hands rest, let your eyes close, and just pause here. Take a full breath in. And a release of the air through your mouth. Just let it go. And just notice how your shoulders feel. So you might want to take a couple of shoulder circles. Good. Maybe swallow in your throat, releasing the throat. And just let everything settle here. Notice how you feel. Excellent. Let's blink open the eyes. Release the legs long. Release them from their bondage. And point and flex the toes a couple of times. Just getting the ankles, a little circulation there. Spread the toes nice and wide. Bring your heels to touch. And then just tap the insides of your feet together. Little toe tapping. engaging those muscles of the legs and the outer hips. Good. Let's take 5, 4, 3, 2, excellent, 1. Oh my goodness, that really gets the legs going. Bring your feet in closer to you. Bring your hands back behind you. Fingers pointed towards you, and just take some hip windshield washers with the hips, just right and left. Yeah, you can really feel those toe taps and you working your outer hips. All right, so let's come up to tabletop. Take your blankets and pad your knees. Smooth out the wrinkles. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Tops of the feet on the floor. Sophie, shake it out. I don't know where Sophie went. She was here earlier, but... All right, let's take some cat-cow. So drop your belly, lift your gaze, shine your heart. And then as you exhale, round. So a little bit more of a stretch for the back body as we just move with our breath. Inhaling, we shine, and exhaling, come into that Halloween cat shape, pressing the mat away, really drawing the belly into the spine. Good. Take it as slow or as quickly as you are ready this morning. Just working it out. Good. Let's take one more together. And then come to stillness here. Shake it out. Sophie, shake it out. Good. Let's take that right leg, extend it long, and flex your toes toward the floor. So you're really engaging that leg. Good. And then bend that knee. Bend your knee. Bend that knee. And notice if your foot is splaying out. Mine tends to externally rotate. So you can point your toes down toward the floor as you flex. And just give it a little lift here. So a little bit of a lift, little bit of a glute engager. So just gentle lifts here. We'll take a few more. Just noticing how strong you are. Excellent. We'll take one more, and then extend that leg long and point your toes. And then take your knee and draw it in and round like we did in the Halloween cat shape, and draw your nose to your knee to your nose. Good. Inhale as you lengthen, and then exhale, nose to knee. Good. Inhale as you lengthen, bringing your gaze slightly forward of your mat, and exhale, nose to knee. Good. One more thing before we put our leg down. Don't get too excited. We're going to just take some hip circles here. So just take that knee and draw some circles toward the side. Good. You got it. Let's take 2 more together. Excellent. And then let that knee come gently down to the mat. And sink your hips back, your big toes touch, and extend your arms. Come into your first child's pose here. Good, let your head come down toward the floor, or if you have a block, you can place the block on your third eye. Take a nice big breath in, and a full exhalation. Really walk your fingers forward, get that extension, strengthening the arms, and sending the hips back toward the heels. You can rock your head from side to side, massaging that third eye, that pineal gland, our seat of intuition. And then come to stillness. Just let your arms rest on the floor. Take your hands and make a little cradle, clasping your hands. This is what I mean. Take it back to the occipital ridge of your head and just see if you can give yourself a little neck massage while you're here. Lengthening the back of the neck as you breathe slowly and deeply, sending the hips back to the heel with every exhale. Good. We'll take one more breath here. And then slowly exhale as you slowly come on up to your tabletop. Spread the fingers nice and wide. We'll take that left leg and just bend your knees, flex your toes, and draw them toward. So your big toe is drawing toward the center of your body. And we're just going to take those little lifts, just little lifts. Don't have to go too far to feel that engagement of that glute. Strong glutes, those muscles, so strong. Good. Notice what's going on with your shoulders. See if you can keep them drawn down away from your ears. So your gaze is just ahead of your mat. Let's take 3 more here. Excellent. Excellent. And then extend and point your toe, noticing on this side how it feels. And take a big breath in, and on your exhalation, draw your knee to your nose to your knee, and round. Good. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale to round. So strong. Inhale and exhale, rounding. Good. We'll take one more after this. Good. And then here we are. Let's take those hip circles. Round and round we go, drawing a circle on the other side. Noticing how your hips are feeling this morning. Taking the circles, making them as big or as little as you are excited about today. Good. Nice. So we'll take one more. And then lower that left knee to the floor. Bring your right knee and your left knee as wide as your mat, and bring your big toes to touch. And lower back down into your child's pose. This might feel even better. This time, take your hands back and reach for the sides of your feet, or just let them rest on the floor and give your shoulders a nice break. Good. Take a nice big breath in, and a long, slow breath out. Good. I'll take one more breath here. Noticing, savoring each breath. Beautiful. As you're ready, we'll slowly come back up and tuck the toes. Take your hands a little bit forward of where they were, but spread your fingers nice and wide and press into all the joints of the fingers, and then press in especially to that spot between the pointer finger and the thumb, so that your hands and muscles and the joints of your hands are supporting your wrists as you slowly lift up and come into your first downward facing dog. So this might feel really good on the hamstrings, or you might start to feel, if you've been working out this weekend like I have, that it's a little bit tight back there. So walk your dog, lifting one heel and then the other, bending your knees, gazing back towards your knees. And just feel that stretch of the hamstring as you press each heel down. You also get a nice calf stretch. And eventually we'll come to stillness and maybe lift up a little bit higher. Maybe we keep a more of a bend in our knees. Paying attention to your body as we work through this practice together. Together, wherever we go. Anybody know what that show's from? Another Jeopardy question. Send it to Bridget. Bridget will shout it out. Take one more breath in. Come up on your toes, lift up high and look forward, and then take a slow walk to the front of your mat and let your fingertips just dangle on the floor. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Protect that lower back. And if you're ready, you can slowly straighten your legs. And then bend your right knee And take your right hand to the outside of the left ankle. We're just going to take a twist here. If you're feeling steady, lift up that left arm and take your gaze toward that left arm, keeping the left leg a little more straight than the right leg. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good, let's take one more breath in. Maybe turn your gaze toward that extended arm. And then slowly release the left hand as you straighten the right leg. And then bend the left knee and take your left hand to the outside of the right ankle. Sweep that right arm up. Good. Taking a little twist from this forward fold position. Take a full breath in and a long, slow exhalation. Good, one more breath in, and then as you exhale, take the left hand down, release, straighten both legs, and then come into ragdoll. So reaching for elbows, letting the head hang between the arms, just letting the shoulders release, letting that lower back release. Again, keeping as much of a bend in the knees as you need. Good. Shake the head yes. And shake the head no. On your inhale, let's come up together into a flat back. So hands come to shins, the gaze is slightly forward, and the shoulders draw back away from the ears. And as you exhale, release again, one more forward fold. And then bend your knees, root your feet into the earth, and rise up, reaching your arms up and sweeping them up and following those fingers with your gaze, looking up, always looking up. Good. And as you're ready, take your palms together, draw them down through the center line of your body, right into that heart space. Let your thumbs rest right at your heart, and let your eyes close. Take a moment here in mountain pose. Breathe in and breathe out. And then blink your eyes open, adjust your shirt, bring your hands down towards your sides. Palms will face forward, and take a couple of loops of those shoulders again. To really be aware of where our shoulders are landing. And then take your weight from one side to the other, just noticing how your weight, how it feels in your body when your weight shifts from one side. We're not going to do anything fancy just yet. So just notice that. And then find that center point where you feel equilibrium. So the weight is equally situated between the right and the left sides of the body. Good. And lift and spread your toes. Take the pinky toe and press it into the earth. Then the fourth, then the third, then the second and the big toe. And then draw those kneecaps up, engage the legs. Feel really planted here. And then reach your arms up. Follow it with your gaze. Take a hold of the left wrist with the right hand. And take a lean over to the right. Get your left side body nice and stretched out. Imagining those telomeres stretching, lengthening as we stretch our side body. Maybe take a gander under your left armpit. Breathing in as you press your feet firmly into the floor. Lengthening the side body. Good. Breathing deep. And as you exhale, we'll come up to center and take a hold of the right wrist with the left. And just take a little lean over to the left side. Good. Nice length in the body. Think of that lengthening telomere as you do. I wonder how many telomeres we actually have. If anyone knows, tell Bridget and she'll shout it out. Poor Bridget, we're making her work today. Take one more breath in and one more breath out as you lift up. Reach your fingertips toward the sky and challenge your balance by looking up. Good. And then keep your arms where they are. Draw your pinkies toward one another and sink your hips down toward the earth, coming into a chair pose. Excellent chair pose. Engaging those quadricep muscles. You got this. Take a big breath in And a long breath out as you slowly press into your feet. As you stand up, bring your weight into your right leg. Straighten that right leg and see if you can lift up this left knee just up to your waist. Yeah. Looking at something that is not moving, keeping your drishti focused. Excellent. Let's take one more slow breath in, and as you exhale, lower down, come back into that chair pose. Draw the pinkies in toward one another and sink those hips down low. Notice your shoulders, see if you can draw them down away from your ears. And as you're ready, we're going to slowly bring our weight into our left foot. And then if you're ready, you can always just come up to your toe here. Stay there. But if you're ready, lift your right knee up to about waist high and stand up, finding your gazing point, finding your balance. Excellent. Using the strength of your left leg and your excellent balance to steady yourself. Nice big breath in, and as you exhale, slowly sink down. Find your chair pose again. We'll be here for one more breath. You guys nailed it, I can tell. And as you exhale next time, forward fold. Bring your fingertips to the floor or to your blocks. Always the option of blocks. And breathe in. Come up halfway. Find that halfway lift. And then exhale, forward fold again. And we'll take the right leg all the way back to the back of our yoga mat. Good. Find that length. Rock forward and back. Stretch that right foot. So coming forward on your toes and back, sending the heel back. Good. Excellent. And then we're going to take the right hand to the inside of this left foot and gently sweep it up. Find your twist. Now, so that left knee stays over the left ankle, so you've got that strength in the left leg, and then take that left arm up. See if you can take your gaze up toward the left fingers. Now, if you feel like you want more of a stretch, flip your left palm the opposite way, so it's facing back, and then take a half bind here. You might take your left shoulder a little more open. Notice what's happening with your right shoulder. See if you can keep yourself engaged. Engage all the muscles of that right arm. And take one more breath in. And as you exhale, slowly unwind. Bring your left hand to the outside of this left foot. And then gently lower the right knee to the floor. And the right top of the foot to the floor. Yeah, we were there. That was kind of a long hold in that shape. Good job. So take your shoulders, loop them back as you lean forward in Anjaneyasana. So your hands can come to your left quadricep, or they can lift up, reaching for the sky. Good. Nice big breath in as we stretch the right hip flexor, and the left hip is getting a little love as well. Good. Breathing in and breathing out. As you're ready, take your hands down to frame this right foot. Frame your left foot, sorry, my bad, and then tuck your right foot and take your left foot back to meet your right in downward facing dog. Good. Excellent. Bend your knees, walk your dog, do what you need to do. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice. Let's take one more breath here together. And exhale it out. Beautiful. We're going to bend our knees and decide if we want to take a walk to the front, or maybe you want to take a little bunny hop and land at the front of your mat. Your choice, yogi's choice. Find your forward fold of choice. So that might be ragdoll, that might be taking your peace fingers and wrapping them around your big toes. It might be bringing your belly to your quadriceps and then giving yourself a nice big hug here, gently straightening your legs. Yogi's choice. A lot of choices in yoga. Take another breath in wherever you are. It's perfect. And as you exhale, just release your hold. Inhale, come to a flat back. Nice. And exhale, refold. Excellent. And as you're ready, we're going to step back with the left leg, coming into our long lunge here, rocking forward and back, stretching legs and toes, stretching that heel back. I love that stretch of the toes here in this in this stretch. And then being mindful of the right knee, staying over the right ankle. Let your left hand come to the floor. Sweep your right arm up and take your twist here. Good. You can take some wrist circles here if you'd like. And you might want to do that half bind, so flip your palm, take it around, and the top of the hand rests on the back. And then you can gently turn that shoulder, always being mindful of the right knee over the right ankle as you twist. Breathing in, breathing out. Let's take one more full breath in. And then exhale, bring the right hand to frame that right foot, and then lower gently that left knee, coming into Anjaneyasana on this side, deciding where you want to be here. So in this shape, the knee can come forward of the ankle ever so slightly if you like that stretch. So you feel that hip flexor stretch on the right side, on the left side. Right and left. You might want to reach up. You might want to look up. Good, nice big breath in. Excellent. Good. And then as you're ready, slowly take your fingertips to the floor, tuck your left toe. We'll come up into our last downward facing dog. Oh, they come and go so fast. Take your right foot back to meet your left. Walk your dog. Bend your knees. And then send your hips, your heels toward the floor. Lift your hips up toward the sky. Take your gaze back toward your knees or maybe toward your navel. Good. Take a nice big breath in. And a nice long exhalation. And think about whether you want to bend your knees and take a little bunny hop forward or take just a nice little walk coming into your forward fold. Good. So, yogi's choice again. You can come into ragdoll, or you can lift your right foot and take that right hand and put it right underneath the foot. This will give your wrists a nice little massage, bending your knees as much as you need to. Just let your toes give your wrists a little massage. If you can get your hand all the way under there. Now notice what happens to your shoulders. See if you can plug them in. And notice what happens to the back of your neck. See if you can relax. Good. We'll take one more breath here. Excellent. Slowly release. Slide those hands out from underneath. Take your fingertips to the floor. Bend your knees, root to rise. With a flourish, reach up and look up. Excellent. Take your palms together above your head. Draw them right down through the center of your body. And let them rest at your heart. Let your eyes close. And just notice how you feel. Take a full breath in. Feel both sides of the feet pressing into the floor. Equal weight on both sides of the body. Find that stability. And always, if you find a little, it to be challenging to your balance to have both eyes closed, just open one. Open the other. Notice which eye gives you better balance. I don't know. Or maybe just soften your gaze. Whatever you do, keep a soft face, soft jaw. Just notice where there's tension in the body. Let's shake it out. Open your eyes, shake it out. And stay at the front of your mat. I'll just come forward. And take a balance pose here. Always the option to come toward a wall and use your wall or a chair for extra support. Bring your feet about hip width. Lift and spread your toes, and then press your weight right into your surface beneath you. Engage those legs and see if you can find that equanimity, the right and the left side, right? Coming into your mountain pose. We're going to start with our left foot on the floor. So we're going to gently come up just to our right toes to start. So our weight is in the left side of our body. And then externally rotate your right leg so the heel can come to the ankle. And this is perfect. You can stay here. Hands might come to heart center, or you might feel like you want to reach up with your tree, growing your branches. And if you feel really steady here and you have a solid drishti, your gaze is at something, on something that's not moving, you feel the strength in your left ankle, knee, quadricep, and hip, then you might reach down for your right leg and take it up to the inside of the left and come into a tree pose, full tree. Imagining the strongest, most majestic tree that you can imagine. Deep roots, branches reaching. And then if there's anything, any leaves that need to be let go of, just release them. Hands come back to heart center. Take your knee back forward and slowly lower it back down to the ground. Shake it out. Let's take some ankle circles on this right leg. And lower that right foot. Take some ankle circles on this left leg. Nice. And then again, feet hip width. Lift and spread your toes like we did earlier and lower them down one at a time. And then feel your feet, feel your weight equally distributed as much as possible. That balance. Notice your shoulders, draw them back and down. And find your gaze right in front of you, something that's not moving. Not a person, not me, for sure. When you're ready, take your weight over to your right leg. And then just come up to your left toe. And this is perfect. You can just stay here. If you want to take this a little further, bring your left heel to the inside of the right ankle. Toe stays on the floor. Opening up that left knee, left hip getting a little stretch. Hands can come to heart center. And gaze forward at your drishti. That dependable gazing point. What can you depend on that won't move? There's not much. Find something. If you'd like, reach down, take that foot and press it equally into the leg as the leg presses into the foot. Find your tree pose. Maybe grow your branches. Spread your influence. Get big, wide, take up space. Roots deep into the earth. Going back, who knows how far. Big, beautiful tree that easily drops dead leaves to make space for new growth. Now as you're ready, hands come back to heart center. Steadily, slowly take that knee back to center and come back to the earth. Good. And just bend one knee and then the other, shake it out. Let's take some ankle circles on one ankle and then the other. Excellent. Good job. Let's just take some hip circles. Bring our hands to our hips, going in one direction. Nice. And then the other. Excellent. Beautiful. And find stillness. I'll meet you at the front of the mat. Let's bring our feet hip width, coming into mountain pose, inhaling as we reach and rise up. This time, take your palms together and lean back. See if you can look back at your thumbs as you reach your arms up to frame your ears. Little back bend. And as you're ready, bend your knees as much as you need to. Forward fold. Fingertips come to the floor. Inhale, come to your halfway lift. And exhale, take your hands to the floor. Reach your right foot back and then your left foot back. And here we are in a plank pose. Move my hair out of my face. And then lower down to a low plank. So you can clasp your hands or you can keep your palms on the floor. And you can always lower your knees. But I thought, why not? We're here. Let's engage our abs, engage our legs. We've done such good work. Our telomeres are growing as we speak, as we practice. So notice your shoulders. See if you can draw your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your gaze slightly forward so your neck is nice and neutral. And we'll just let our breath be our anchor here as we breathe 3 more times, nice and slowly, as we draw our belly into our spine. Again, knees on the floor is perfectly good. Let's take 2 more breaths, slow and steady. Engaging our glutes, engaging all of our core. So that those core muscles keep us strong and steady, right? Last breath in, and as you exhale, slowly lower down, lower the tops of the feet, and bring your elbows to the floor. Your palms do rest on the floor. We'll come into Sphinx pose. So this is a good opportunity to check in with the shoulders, draw them down. Oh my goodness, yeah. Settle in, settle down from that plank pose. That was great. Thank you for doing that. Thanks, I needed that. We got stronger. We got a little warmer. Good. Just close your eyes here. Settle in. Draw your shoulders down a little bit more. Shine your heart a little bit more in the Sphinx pose. There's a little compression for the lower back. So be gentle. Notice what's going on in your legs. See if you can relax the legs. This is our back bend. The arms are holding us up, so notice if there's any quivering. Just see if you can soften. We won't be here too much longer. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Relaxing the glutes, relaxing the hips. Let's take 2 more breaths together. Good. And on your next exhalation, just lower down, make a pillow with your hands and just let your head rest. Feel your breath. Now just to counteract that back bend, we're going to bring the right knee up to the right elbow and turn your head in that direction. Just let the lower back release. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Excellent. Lower that right leg down to meet the left and take your gaze over to the left side. Draw that left knee up to the left elbow. Good. And release that lower back. Excellent. Take another full breath in, and as you exhale, just lower it down, and we're going to unceremoniously roll over to our backs and hug your knees into your chest. Take that back stretch here. One of my favorite things to do before I even wake up. Just hug your knees in. And if it feels good, draw some circles on the ceiling. Good, and go the other direction. Excellent. As you're ready, lower the left foot to the floor. Take the right ankle and cross it over the left quad. And then you might want to reach through or reach around. Decide how you want to draw the left leg in towards you, getting that stretch in the right hip. Notice again what's happening with the shoulders. See if you can soften. And let your eyes close here and just breathe. Easier said than done, but you can do it. We've come this far together. Let's breathe here together. A couple more times. Breathing in and letting go. Nice. Soften the jaw, soften the brow. Maybe smile. We'll take one more breath in and then slowly release that right leg to the floor. Cross the left ankle over the right quadricep. Hug it in, hug it in, hug it in. Did anybody get Gypsy? That was from Gypsy. Together wherever we go. Right? Yeah, I'm right.
I did, Connie, but I cheated.
You cheated, you Googled? Yes, so as we are increasing our telomeres, that is another important aspect of our healthy lifestyle, is being together, doing all these activities together as much as we can. And I think we've done as good a job as we can throughout this COVID. So reaching out, reach out to someone today. You'll lengthen your telomeres and you'll probably lengthen theirs as well. So, all right, let's take one more breath in and then we'll just hug our knees in one more time. Take your twist toward the right. Take your gaze toward the left. Unfortunately, almost anything can remind me of a musical theater song. I got a million of them, as Jimmy Durante would say. All right, switch to the other side. Take your gaze to the other side. And get your twist. Awesome. As you're ready, hug your knees in one last time. Take anything that might make you feel really happy. So happy baby is always an option. That always makes me smile. And then set yourself up for a sweet Shavasana. So whatever that means for you, cover up if you're chilly, prop up your neck or your knees, or take that blanket right across your hips if you're needing that comfort. And then snuggle your shoulders underneath you so you have a nice broad expansive chest. And then just let go. Let go of any muscular engagement. We've done it already. We've done it all. I think we've touched just about every area of the body. So relax the feet, the ankles, shins and calves. Soften the fronts and the backs and the sides of the knees. Let the hamstrings and the quads just soften, relax. Hips and pelvis melt to the floor. Belly softens. Shoulders and the arms and the palms of the hands, the fingers, everything lets go. The throat, the face, the jaw, the neck, even the scalp just softens. Nothing left to do here, just another moment. I'll leave you with this Gaelic blessing. Deep peace of the running waves to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sunshine be warm upon your face. May the rain fall softly on your fields. Until we meet again, may nature hold you in the hollow of her hand. Feel free to stay right where you are. But if you'd like to join me for a seat, and slowly make your way up, coming back to where we started, crisscross applesauce, Sukhasana. And once you land there, just let your eyes close and pause to notice. If you're laying down, just pause to notice. Notice what you have done and imagine your telomeres lengthening. When you're ready, take your arms, reach them up for all the goodness and draw that right down into your own sweetheart. Take your chin, bow to your own heart. Send a prayer of goodness out into the world. Thank you so much for practicing today together. Namaste.